0830.
And I'm Lou Tornambe with WR Starkey Mortgage. My phone number is 303-880-9977. Looks like we might have another caller on the line. Let's pick up and see what we've got going on here.
Thanks for calling into Open House on AM760.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on. This is Maya Klein with Cherry Creek Properties.
Hi, Maya. How you doing this morning?
Doing great, Lou. How are you?
Absolutely phenomenal. So you've got a home to tell us about.
I do. My home is located at 2615 Oak Vista Court in Castle Rock, and we're listed currently just south of $1 million at $999,000.
Nice round number.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, true custom home built in 2007 by Caribou Custom Homes. It's a ranch floor plan with a finished walkout basement on just over a half of an acre, 6,800 square feet. We're looking at 5 bedrooms plus a main floor office / study / library, very flexible use. Plus, there's a bonus room in the basement. You can use it for a fitness room or storage. 5 bathrooms, very, very grand size rooms. It's a great room concept. So, we've got the standard finishing, the vaulted ceilings, 9-foot doors, hand-peeled oak floors with a rich walnut finish, hand-glazed cabinets with a contrasting kitchen island, of course, granite. And something else that makes this house really, really livable is the wet bar area is actually on the main floor. So it's very conducive to entertaining. It's right in your dining area. You can carry it out into your outdoor living areas. There is a iPod dock and whole house surround that originates from the wet bar area on the main floor. 6 fireplaces.
Did you say 6 fireplaces?
Six fireplaces.
Very nice, very nice.
Well, including one out in the one of the outdoor living areas, so you can snuggle up in front of the fire. There's a nice little TV nook above the fireplace, and just gorgeous views of the mountains. And of course, you back to an open space ravine. It's very heavily forested. Really, just an excellent value for this home.
You sold me at a wet bar on main level. I was done there.
Isn't that a great feature? I mean, a lot of people put them in the basement, but really you do your entertaining more on the main floor. So it just makes sense to have the wet bar area and a butler serving area right off of your kitchen and dining room.
This sounds like a very, very nice executive home for a family. Castle Rock is not as far as everybody thinks it is from Denver. It's only about a 5 or 7 minute drive right down the highway. Is this home accessible from the highway?
It is. Even though it's got, a heavily forested area, and it gives you the Colorado mountain feel because of all the topography, you're only a couple of minutes east of I-25. Very good access to all of the amenities, all of the mega centers that are available in Castle Rock, and you're on city services, which is something that's unusual when you get this type of topography and forestation. You generally wouldn't be on city services, but you certainly are here.
It sounds like a gorgeous home, almost that you would have to see it to really take in all its beauty, that's for sure.
Hey, Maya, what is your name, your phone number once again? People would like to come and see this home, can call you directly and set up a showing. Could you tell us one more time your phone number and who you're with, and appreciate you calling in.
My shameless plug, I'm at 303-521-3545. And I'm with Cherry Creek Properties. You can also feel free to email me for more information, and that's just maya.klein@comcast.net.
Do you have a website, Maya, that they might be able to see the home at?
Yeah, absolutely. It's cherrycreekpropertiesllc.com.
Outstanding.
Perfect. Thank you for calling in, Maya.
Have a great day, and hope you have great showings.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All righty, thanks, Maya.
Bye.
Oh, that was a gorgeous home.
Sounds like it. Sounds like a beautiful home.
I want it.
You just like the fact that main level bar is right by the back door.
Between that and the 6 gazillion fireplaces, that was enough for me.
Just would like to have one. Thank you very much.
Well, let's jump right into, so what's the second question you should ask your mortgage banker?
Well, this is a pretty big one, and the question comes about with regard to whether you're actually dealing with a banker or a broker. And I tried to come up with an idea of how to dispel the myths about banking and brokering and how to make it seem like you could figure out the differences. And what I'm going to ask you to do, not if you're driving, but just to get an idea, when you're dealing with a broker, if you would hold up your hand, palm facing you, and your fingers extended, you basically have a mortgage broker sitting in the palm of your hand. And those 5 fingers would maybe be potentially 5 different banks that broker could go to when trying to sell off or broker, as the case may be, your loan. And when a mortgage broker is dealing with 5 different banks, that mortgage broker has to understand all of the idiosyncrasies, underwriting guidelines, all of the specific forms and formats, all of the processing and underwriting for each one of those banks, and understand them very well to get through the process of doing your mortgage for you. And a lot of times when you're dealing with a mortgage broker, you'll get somebody that you can call and ask a question to, and the answer you're going to get is, let me call you back because I've got to call somebody else. I don't know the answer. As opposed to...
A lot of hands in the pot, huh?
A lot of hands in the pot. As opposed to working with a mortgage bank. The benefit to the bank versus broker scenario. When you're working with a mortgage banker, your mortgage banker is the end game. They are working with their own money. They are working with their own underwriters. They're working with their own processors that they continually work with on an ongoing basis. And getting familiar with the different programs, which are already too many to name, is very key, specifically since changes are coming at us rapid fire, hourly almost. The changes have to be kept, you have to be kept abreast of those changes, and keeping all that in-house with one mortgage banker and one set of rules and guidelines is key. Brad asked me when we were talking about this earlier this morning, well, what about, the variables and the options that banker might not have? And I can tell you that mortgage bankers do have those options, but they are all kept in-house. So
absolutely. And I think when, lending wasn't necessarily as quote-unquote tight, or there was... Basically, they would broker these loans and they just throw them out there. So if one doesn't go through, another one will. Well, now it's not like that anymore. I mean, you have to know your products, you have to know what's going on, you have to know your guidelines, and it's scary to think that the face that you're meeting can, be great and tell you everything you want to hear, but the honest to God truth is he hands it off to somebody else and he has to rely on them to get the job done. So it's a lot of relays of, just faith of hoping they're going to do their job.
Right, absolutely. And knowing how to do any specific job in today's world is pretty key, with things getting more and more and more specialized in any and all industries. You want to make sure you're dealing with somebody that knows what they're doing. This is more than likely the largest purchase of most people's lives, and you don't want to leave it up to chance. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a huge deal. Make sure you've got someone that's qualified and someone that can actually put their word on their product.
At this point, I'd like to do a little bit of shameless self-promotion and throw my name and number out there. If you have questions about mortgage banking, if you're working with a broker and you're not getting answers or you're not getting phone calls back, anything that comes up, please give me a call. I'd be happy to chat with you. Again, this is Lou Tornambe with WR Starkey Mortgage, and my phone number is 720-489-0712. And Brad, your number?
My number's 303-918-0830. And please call into the show if you have any questions or if you'd like to help us out or want to join the discussion. You can reach the show at 303-713-7600. And do you have a home that you'd like to pitch?
Yeah, we've got one here that somebody asked me to describe out, and I'm going to do the best I can. This home comes from Christine Justino. Christine happens to also be with Keller Williams. She's at the Keller Williams Park Meadows office, which is I-25 in Lincoln. I'll tell you about the home, but let me first tell you Christine's contact phone number is 303-916-3475, and I'll repeat that number after I talk about this home. The information I have here is that the address is 5675 South Havana Court. 5675 South Havana Court. That is in Inglewood, in the hills at Cherry Creek. This home sounds beautiful. I have the listing here, the information. It's a 4,500 square foot, 2-story home with a fully finished basement. Another home with 5 bedrooms and 4 baths. So again, a great family home. 3-car oversized garage. So plenty of room for your stuff, as